Grievance Gordy Show. Grievance Gordy Show. Grievance Gordy Show. Don't you know that's right? Everything's backwards on my screen, so you might see me move around kind of strangely. Here we go, rock and roll. That's supposed to be like Sham 69 right there. Of course, it got turned down in the mix. Check this part out. Oh, okay. I just wanted to give you a demonstration of going through that intro into the song, into the main riff that has the hook. Remember? Okay. Then, you know it's when it's time to die, it won't make us cry because we know it's for real. That is, a second chorus, right? And then we're all clean and we don't mind. That's a third part to the song before that's basically the chorus. You go into the chorus, where they underclass. And then it goes dun 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 dun. That's the bridge. To bridge us back to. Okay? You got that? Yes! This is a Grievance Gordy show. I'm writing a novel. It's the novelization for a television series. And yesterday, or the day before, I don't know, we were talking about these archetypes, these tropes. Okay? And I always talk about these turncoats. I hope you guys can check this out. I'm going to see if you guys can or not. Okay? So we'll see. All right. So, and I always talk about Stanley Kubrick. I wrote a song about Stanley Kubrick. It's called Ludovico Technique. It's listed under Linoleum Blownapart. That's the name of my band. That's the name of my novel. Okay. Yesterday, I talked a little bit about just whatever, just my personal experiences with things. I don't ever mean to put groups of people together because that's how you vilify people. And I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in, individuals, not groups. And that, we all seek similar groups. Shut up. We all seek that. So what the hell just happened? Yes, son of a bitch. Right. And that's why I identify with the group from my punk rock milieu, because I was the songwriter. I told you guys in the last episode, I could have used anybody. If I had professional musicians, we could have really taken off. As far as being part of the punk rock crowd, I had no support in my family. This continued over into the punk rock scene. No support there. And then this continues when I'm an actor in New York. No support there. I go out in Las Vegas. I'm writing my ass off, and I'm giving you true life stuff. It's in my book called Two-Legged Animal. Link is always in the description. And I'm being targeted by what I deem to be Fed rats. It doesn't matter. They're government workers. In my case, they were African Americans and whites working together. And as soon as I got to town here, they showed me the guy. There was a guy, obviously, he works for the government. He's either a Fed rat. And they targeted me on the street. Sexual exploitation, 100%. So there's no big bad wolf out there. There's people whose crimes get covered up because they work with corrupt people in the FBI, etc., DHS, whatever. So this is my story, but I continue to move on. Please share the show. Hit the like button, guys. What's the matter with you? I get 20 views, basically. Take a look at this here. I don't know if you can see it. Okay. This is the last scene of The Shining. Take a look at his hand, guys. What do we have here? I wish I could do this a little better. Can I go this way? Is it that way? Look at his hand. Look. Look what's in his hand. Look who's touching his hand. Look who's touching his hand is the man. And look at the woman. Her eyes are what? Wide shut. There you go. Eyes wide shut. Right in The Shining. So you can see with Stanley Kubrick, he continues this, right? His ideas go into the next project, right? Do you see that? He's giving him a piece of paper. Do you see that? He's touching his arm, very friendly, probably for sexual relations. Okay. Now, this is not a dig at the LGBT community. The way my comment on the last episode isn't a dig towards anybody's community. But what we have is the notion, it's not about who you're cheating with, even though it's very shocking, just like in The Sopranos with Vito going full tilt leather bar, which was great, by the way. Phil coming out of the closet. I just love The Sopranos. Okay. But what you have is the infidelity. That's the scary part. Okay. It's shocking that it's LGBT just because of the rarity of it, So I'm not usual to the type here. I'm not saying, oh my God, they're putting it in the pejorative or that I'm on that side. Oh, it should be vilified like a lot of people on the alt-white. Oh, it's gross. Like I said, everything is propaganda. Everything is propaganda. Who cares that Edward Bernays switched propaganda to public relations? Well, of course they have to do that. This is the natural succession of things. Okay? I love advertising. Of course, you're going to be manipulated into buying products. Of course, the hamburger is going to look so tasty and juicy in the commercial. Of course. Let's not be naive. And I find there's a lot of naivete when it comes to that stuff. And a lot of this is a forced dialectic that the mainstream gives us. And like I was saying in the other episode, you have media deep blue, but you also have something called medical deep blue. So if you have this information coming at you at a schizophrenic rate, now you have medical information coming at you at a schizophrenic rate. Schizophrenic just meaning, wow, I was told one thing and now it doesn't apply. And now something else applies. Oops, we're back to another thing. Oh, I didn't know about that. And now we have this thing. Okay. So this is schizophrenia, right? Opposing views, different information, meant to confuse. Nobody needs that. But I've watched tons of stuff about Stanley Kubrick, and I'm the only one who's pointing this out. Her eyes are wide shut. You see that? And he's being slipped a note, more than likely for a tryst. And again, it doesn't have anything to do with the LGBT element. Again, even though it's shocking, it has to do with the deception. And the deception could include murder. Maybe he wants to get rid of the old bag, right? So again, I was talking about, oopsie daisy. I was talking about Nick Pizzolatto. He's the one who created True Detective. Okay. And he mentioned that I think he finished Galveston, his book. And he says, yeah, I want to write for Hollywood. And they said, well, you got to write a version of an existing television show. You got to write a pilot, an episode rather. And then you have to write an original one. I do not write shooting scripts. That's a shooting script. What a script is, it's a shooting script. I write a treatment. So if you can't read my writing, if you read my writing and you need to know that it's the exterior outside during the day, I feel sad for you, son. I feel bad for you. Excuse me. I didn't get anything to drink. It was a mistake. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. You know that it's an exterior during the day. I'm talking in my treatment about a guy standing outside smoking a cigarette. What the fuck do you think? I mean, again, I write 30-page scripts instead of 120-page or 90-page screenplays. Okay. And so again, they told Nick Pizzolatto, write an existing episode, write something new, we'll shop it around. That's why I'm here in West Hollywood. I'm here to work. Okay. And I'm writing the novelization to a television series called Linoleum Blownapart. Now, I know it sounds funny. By the time this thing comes out, all this hubbub with Napoleon will blow over, right? It'll just blow over because it's not leaving an impact. And I hope you guys respect the fact of when I show you these acting chops. And again, I'm not trying to be a one-trick pony as far as, just being emo, crying. But what else is there? Laughter, crying, anger. I already showed you that passion. I was like, oops. So what else is there? It's the, how else can I show it, right? Those are my acting chops. I worked really hard in New York City, and I was extremely successful, but there was no gauge for it. There was nobody to see this, right? I didn't have anyone on my side. Again, Ricky Olshan and Don Buchwald, she set me out. That's cool. But they're looking for trad Indians. That's what they used to say, the American Indians at the American Indian Community House. I consider myself American Indian, 100%. Not 100% American Indian, but I do. We are Maroons. We're so mixed race, it's insane. We are part of the early Americans here. I doubt anyone can have French, Irish, Iberian Peninsula, Northern European, Southern African. You can't have all this in you without your ancestors being here for quite some time. Because this is really the true melting pot, right? Okay. So again, I caveat things. I try to come back, and if I make mistakes in other episodes, you can take me to task. You can leave a comment if you like. Okay. I'm a songwriter. I'm a writer. I was an actor. But again, I got no one championing me. I got no one on my side at all. I'm out there and I'm writing my ass off. I'm writing these songs and they're going into the abyss. I'm not getting anything bouncing back off the wall where I can catch it. Yeah, all right. And if I did, it certainly wasn't coming from anyone else. And I have to continue to go forward. In 2017, there was an operation against me, and I was part of an operation on here. And I believe it's the same operation that took the life of Anthony Bourdain, Chester Bennington, Chris Cornell, and Kate Spade. I make that assertion because of how they passed away. And you can take that in conjunction with these two moron POSs, John Hinckley Jr. and Mark David Chapman, and you could see those doofuses that they were part of the same operation. You could see it quite clearly now because that was 40 years ago. It's the same thing with these guys, even though it only happened 7 years ago. We're part of what's going on right now in the media. Like I said, schizophrenia information. It's called accelerationism. And on the left, you have cancel culture. And on the right, you have the meme war. Okay? The left can't meme. The right is winning the meme war. And the left, all they have is cancellation, sadly. I mean, it's just the most childish thing you ever seen in your life. Name calling is an ad hominem attack. You're attacking the person. You're not attacking their proposition, what they have to say. Okay? So there's a lot of things I agree with Elon Musk about, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and blindly follow anybody. I'll call out anybody if they're making a mistake, and expect you to call me out as well. You can leave a comment. You got to hit the like button. You got to share my show. Please. I'm the only one talking about this. I'm the only one doing something proactive on my channel. I'm just listening to these morons here. Again, the alt-right kind of bleeds into this holier than thou Christian, everything's the devil, quote unquote. Okay, I explained to you. Demon and angel are the same word etymologically. I love that word. It's the same. It's a trickster. You can put all your faith into it, and you could still go out there and get, have something terrible happen to you. Okay? That's why it's the trickster. It's been the trickster throughout all of history. Right? I'm not sure where I was going with that. It was really important at the time. Right? So again, we talk about a lot of things here. And as far as Nick Pizzolatto is concerned, they told him to write these things and they'll chop them around. Well, what am I doing? I have Golden Years. Golden Years is the story of an aged rock and roll guy, like Johnny Depp could play this character, okay? Who the pilot episode, I explain all this stuff to you. And again, if I have to type up a shooting script, I'll type up a shooting script. All my writing is in the description. That's why I'm not worried about it. I wrote all the songs. They're in a playlist under Linoleum Blownapart. The song I played for you is called Underclass, blah, 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 blah. Right? So Golden Years is the story of an aged rock star, and they're getting ready to lose their benefits, and they have to prove that they were married. Okay? And so that's the pilot episode, and they're scrambling to get, physical proof, which you still have to do, and take it down. Okay? The aged rock star was in a huge band in the 80s, and now he's regaled to the back pool house property. He owned that mansion. He doesn't own it anymore. Things change. Times change. Right? And so him and his old lady are in the back pool house. And then there's two latchkey kids, a little girl, a little boy, obviously. And they come over and bother them all the time. But it's fun. Again, it's all in fun. They annoy him, but, And the parents who live in, they're vapid, right? And then there'll be a funny nanny kind of deal. So that's one of my properties. It's called Golden Years. You need the Bowie song. You need it. You have to have it. Everybody loves the song. Again, it's a television series called Golden Years. That's my idea. It's an original idea. And again, this is why I give you this stuff. There's another one I have. It's called Animals with a Z. Basically, I had about 8 of them, and then Just Linoleum Blownapart has taken over, completely taken over for that. Okay. One is called, and another one's called Animals with a Z. And what it is there's a bad guy who takes biological samples of all the animals in the zoo, and he begins to clone them. But the clones come out, right? When you see it, it's a bear, and the bear can attack you and kill you. And when you go to shoot the bear and kill it, it kind of crinkles up and turns like into blue blood, not red blood. That could scare kids. It's got to be something fun. I came up with this idea. It was in my notes before Simon Pegg used the same idea, where the zombies, one of his properties, I think it's World's End, they were bleeding blue because they weren't whatever they were. They were, I don't know, robots from another planet or something like that. Whatever. Okay, so it's very similar to that, and I had this idea for years. Right? That's why I moved out here. I'm in West Hollywood. There's nobody worshiping Moloch. They might be worshiping bollocks out here. So, okay. And again, I had to pick a direction. I was planning on coming out here in 2018, and they ran that operation on me. And I was scared for my life for years. Years. My wife knew about it. They crush you neurologically, okay, through electrochemicals. And these are electrochemical identifiers. And you could look into this stuff yourself. I'm Wiki alma mater, okay? Everything I do, I look up on Wikipedia. It's all right there. It'll spill it out for you. No politician and no person is going to spill it out for you like Frances Haugen. She only knows so much, okay? And that's why you can't vilify these people, right? These guys like Klaus Schwab and these idiots, they are part of a talking point, okay? But we are accelerating into the future. And that playbook, the playbook for accelerationism, the playbook where we're heading is in the Bible. It's called the book of Revelation. So it doesn't matter if you actually believe in, whatever God you believe in. That's where we're heading. It's kind of obvious. We also have 1984, George Orwell. And unfortunately, you have the Doors of Perception. What's his name? Sorry. Please come to the rescue. Ah! I can't remember the guy's name. Okay. So we're going to try to pull it up. Sorry about that, guys. I should have been more prepared. I mean, I have schmangy on the thingy, but you know who I'm talking about, right? Doors of Perception and what you call it, schmangy. Okay, so let's see. George Orwell. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so it's George Orwell. I mean, I'm not George Orwell. Damn it, I messed up again. The Doors of Perception. You guys are screaming at the screen right now. Aldous Huxley, sorry. So, and you have the Huxley family, okay? You have the Huxleys, you have the Darwins. They're part of a family, okay? So if you want to talk about privilege, the people from the Royal Society, the Huxleys and the Darwins, those are the privileged people, not some kid, some pasty kid with a mullet. You're going to run around saying this kid's got privilege? Really? What privilege is that? Now, I came from Detroit, and that's why these African Americans and these white guys were all in competition for the same jobs. Take a look at Blue Collar. It's a film by Paul Schrader. I'm a huge Paul Schrader fan. He's from Detroit. Don't forget, I was tapped to become a police detective at 1300 Beaubien, which is where Elmore Leonard goes down to get his ideas. The great writer, Elmore Leonard from Detroit. Okay. I don't know why I did that. Got to break it up a little bit. Sorry, guys. I am so happy today. I was like, I don't get my bennies till tomorrow. And I'm like, I need $20. I'm like, I need money. I'm so broke. I have nothing. I was broke. I've been broke for the last, I don't know, 72 hours. Nothing. I ate potato chips and candy. That was my diet. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Potato chips and candy. And that's what I ate. That's what I've been eating. So luckily I was able to go get a meal at the senior center. Okay. So just one, you just get one meal. I got one small plate of, very grateful for it, of course, but that's what I eat, guys. So the one thing I have going for me is my honesty. I'm nothing but brutally honest with you guys. Okay. So there's that. Like I said, I, instead of writing these out, which I can do, I got to be really careful here. I'm just going to show you some stuff, right? Um, you know, I'm giving you my ideas. Here they are, because I can only congressionally register one. It costs too much money. You can't congressionally register all your ideas. It costs $500 per idea. Okay, so again, you have to have this knowledge so you don't buy into these bullshit stories that come at you. They're trying to create a racial issue behind the Matrix. Oh, a black woman wrote it and she was ripped off. Like, what? She would have to congressionally register this property. That's how it works. So you can cut through that bullshit. And we're not here for that. And when I talk about emotional investment, yeah, man, I'm angry at my family and my friends. Yeah, go fuck off, schmucks. All right. So this is July 5th. July 5th, 2010. It would say New York. I do have one where it says New York. You can kind of see, you can see I'm on a rooftop, classic New York rooftop, right? That's proof that I was with my wife for 7 years, because we broke up July of 2017. Actually, September or whatever. I don't know. It was somewhere between July and September. There it is, 7 years. Not only legally married in the city of Queens, but also married because we went past 7 years of living together. Okay, you're in for it, trash skank. Here you go, right here. She was pointing this weapon at me, and it causes you to think you have Tourette's syndrome. This is something that people within like Frances Haugen's milieu saw. She saw that people were feeling self-harmish and this kind of stuff. I mean, it's insane, the newspeak that's going on, and they call it unaliving oneself. Like, you can't use the S word, but you could say unalive yourself. I mean, this is just bizarre. My wife wanted me dead, and so did the guys associated in Detroit. They ran the same op on David Strouder from Majesty Crush. Make no mistake about it. Look into it yourself. Okay? Look into it yourself. They were using this. They point this weapon at you. It was used right here on La Cienega and Cascio. The guy pointed it at me. That was the last time someone pointed it at me. Well, I can't say that, but it was one of the last times. It was used on the set of Abacus Fell. They did it there too. I had Tourette's syndrome. I believe they used it on TJ Miller when he was on a train, and they said that he was yelling at a woman. That's what makes it, gives the appearance that you're yelling at somebody, because you're yelling and there's somebody there. This is what they used on the Central Park Karen. They made it look like she's yelling at an African-American gentleman. Oh, it's racism. You see how easy it is now? I went and talked to a lawyer. They said, do you want to make it about race? Right? I got bumps right here. Sorry. Right? I'm like, well, why would it be about race? Is it? I don't know. I repeat, my wife was pointing this at me and causing me to have a neurological reaction. Now, if people sitting around smoking weed and listening to Joe Rogan and Elon Musk talk about implants in somebody's brain, I was neurolinked through this trauma proves that I was neurally linked. They don't need an implant in your brain. Why? Can you make copies? Because it's electrochemical. That's why. Can you make copies without plugging into the copy machine? Yeah. Because there's Wi-Fi attached to it. Well, you can attach Wi-Fi to anything that's electric. The reason that you can make copies without plugging into the copy machine is because there's a chip in there. We're electrochemical. It's right on Wikipedia, guys. Okay? They cause so much destruction and damage in my fucking brain. And I went to go get a CAT scan in the state of Michigan. I got a CAT scan. I go back to get the results, and there's a fucking Fed rat standing right there, a linebacker with white or black squeaky shoes and white socks. Fed rat, piece of trash. My wife knows about it, and very specific people in Michigan know about it, and I was supposed to die. Pretty nasty business. You think I'm going to forget about you? Not by a sight. Not by a sight. And I never will. Okay? So here's a piece of trash right here. Here's a piece of trash. There you go. Take a good look. If you're from Michigan, here's a couple of pieces of trash for you. This skank hooker was calling me on the phone. When they're running Q-ops. Look at this horse. This horse skank. Look at that. I wonder who this is. If you're from Michigan, please leave a comment below. What are you calling me on the phone for? Asking me if I'm questioning my sexuality, skank trash? No. I got you sussed. They use this, okay? And they come through the Facebook app. Don't forget, this is hertz, H-U-R-T-S, right? Cycles per second. This is a frequency. That's why I call it the freak frequency. What they're doing is they're crushing you hormonally. My wife thought it was hilarious. I never crossed her. Not sure why you did that, but you got to worry about it on your door, lady. I live in the streets and I live off the EBT menu, so I don't have anything to worry about. So if I die out here, my back is to the Pacific Ocean, and a big fuck you to you. It's amazing how my wife's all alone and I have to take care of her. She's a wreck. Her mom's dying. And then as soon as she inherits a bunch of money, a bunch of fucking redneck peckerwoods come out of the fucking woods. Here they come, running ops. Wow. Cranking algos. And people from Boston Edison seem to know all about it. Wow. That's just weird, isn't it? Isn't that just a weird coincidence? Isn't that just a weird coincidence? Huh? There you go. This person's from Boston Edison. Right here. Boston Edison. There you go. And so is this person. Wow. It's amazing. They're both from Boston Edison. Boston Edison's in Detroit, by the way. I'm from Detroit. I was in a punk band called the Grievance Committee. Wow. So the last time I saw this guy, look at this sloppy fat fuck. If you're from Michigan, go ahead. You can leave a comment who these pieces of trash are. I actually paid this guy. Was it paid? I'm sorry. Maybe I did. Because I paid photographers. Back in the 90s, I had a Stroh's jacket. And I wanted pictures taken with my Stroh's jacket. And he was nice enough to do it. That's why I said, man, I don't got any beef with this guy. Last time I saw this guy, look at this sloppy. If you're from Detroit, if you're from Michigan, quote unquote Detroit, you'd have to be from Royal Oak. There you go. Here they are. Look at them. Ugh. Gross. Skank trash. That's what they are. Okay? I'm not sure why you're harassing me, huh? Huh? You expect me to die like David Strouder, huh? Oh, yeah, we'll see about you. Make no mistake about that. I saw this guy at the, what do you call it? At the old Miami. Right? Guess who was the barmaid? The same gentleman whose mommy writes for the fucking newspaper, and he takes pictures for the newspaper. And they were crushing me with that algo. So they did it on the set of Abacus Fell. They did it underneath the 3rd Avenue Bridge. My wife was doing it to me. Insane. Insane. And this is because I have priors, and she knew that she could do whatever she wanted and get away with it because she thought for sure that they could get me arrested. I mean, how insane is that? Right? So, I mean, take a look at my mother and my sister. They are fake sociopaths. That's what I'm saying. My wife isn't a sociopath. She's fake. My wife was a drug addict. She was hooked on drugs. And the thing that saved me was I was sober during this time. Okay. I was sober and I knew something was going on. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm talking about 2017. They ran gay ops. They ran suicide ops. And the gay ops were made to make me commit suicide as well because I don't know what's going on. I explained to you guys in the last episode that Bam Margera was going through the same thing. Bam Margera was on BJ Investigates, and he was all wrapped up into the life of an 8-year-old girl. Why? It was more than being avuncular, right? And it has nothing to do with pedo garbage. I'm not going to get into pedo stuff on this show. You can forget that. You want that stuff, you go somewhere else, right? Because it's too emotionally triggering, and I'm not interested in that. Okay, we all want to be a hero. I get it. It's all synthetic hero shit. You're a big synthetic hero. Okay, we get it. Wow, you're saving the children. I told you. We live in here it is. I don't know if you can see that. Whatever. 2-legged animal. Gordon Douglas Ison, that's me. I am the only Gordon Ison that matters. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was another person calling me on the phone, Gordon Ison from across the pond in Manchester, England's sister. Everybody knows my songs are superior, and I'm not going to run around pretending like they're not. I never did. I just never said anything. That's a big fuck you to you. I'm not going to emotionally invest in people and things that I don't know. I'm going to emotionally invest in people that I do know. Because you don't have a choice, right? But I tell you something, my heart always was with my family, obviously. No longer. No longer. I always said, hey, it took all 4 of us to write these songs in the grievance committee. No longer. No longer. You're a bunch of fucking trained SEALs now. That's how I see you. Fucking turn on me in 2017. Look how long ago it was. 2017. 7 years. 7 years. I got you sussed. I got you sussed. That's what they were using. So you know for a fact, number one, if it's coming from Facebook, they're coming through, right? They're coming through this, and that they're FBI. You know that. They're on the level, either they're FBI or they're on the level of FBI. Like I said, everyone was involved from my wife to my drummer to 2 bass players and their wives, gaslighting me. Like, it's insane to me. And then they send the drummer twice. This is how much hubris they have, because they don't worry about, there's no catching anyone doing anything. That's what gang tactics are. It's sad. It's pathetic. These people are groupthink motherfuckers. And that's why they need the racial division, right? They need this derision because they can play off it. They have African-American females in on this operation, and then Peckerwood males. There you go. Two people that you think are diametrically opposed. No, 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 no. When it comes to running an op on me, they are not. Oh, I wanted to show you guys something too. Damn it. It might take a while. Thanks for sticking with me. I have the audacity to tell you that I am writing a novel. This novel is going to be a television series, and it's going to be 3 seasons. And if you want to go more than that, then I have plenty of ideas for that. It's about a punk rock band, but it's also about a filmmaker. And I believe it's going to be like the last of its kind, because it's going to be celebrating the art of the 90-minute film. And the art of the 90-minute film is over. If you wanted to turn Linoleum Blownapart into a film, we could turn it into a film, but I'm telling you, it's a better series. You can make more money out of the series. You can make money. Look at how much merch they sold on this. I love Breaking Bad. Don't get me wrong. But people are going around with Breaking Bad t-shirts like he's an actual person. I'm like, what? There's going to be drugs. There's going to be murder in Linoleum Blownapart. It's a fun title. And the fact that Napoleon is such a fail, it works in our favor because of this snotty-nosed punk archetype. Because you're just, fuck you, who cares? Fuck Napoleon, right? You can flip anything on its ear. That's the best part about it. We're going to use it in our favor, right? Because if you don't have the vision to see what's going on here, fuck off. Piss off. I don't want you part of the project anyways. So take a hike. Get lost. Kick rocks. What they tell me. Oh boy. So there's that. And, so look, see, this is really brew Hawaii right here, right? Look at us. All we care about is beer, right? All we care about is beer. Okay. So there's no glue here. This guy I tried working with, he's a, fucking big Ramones fan. I do a show with Marky Ramone. Doesn't ask me one thing about it. I work as an actor in New York for almost 10 years. Not one person asked me about it. Not one. The fuck? It'd be the first thing I would ask a person. All they have is some snide remark. Oh, you're mixed with Southern African. Oh, your band wasn't very good. You opened up for the Buzzcocks. Gay. Oh, God, whatever. Here we are. Those are the good old days. We're laughing, smiling. Our drummer has a broken arm. Like, that's so great. Right? Okay. So, and again, I show you guys all these things. This is me with my 23andMe. You see this? And I took my 23andMe in March 9th, 2014. Just to show you guys. There it is at the top. Right? 23andMe. Right? I'm not afraid of any of these things. I've heard everything on the alt-right about it. Oh my God, they're taking your DNA and they're making samples. Well, guess what? I got the jab to get a job. I could talk about that. If there's media deep blue, there's medical deep blue. Okay? It comes from the same corporate entity. Right? Here is me with Richard Hell. I'm getting my book signed. Okay. I dreamed I was a very clean tramp. I think it's a hobo or tramp. I dreamed I was a very clean tramp. That's what I am now. I'm literally a clean tramp. I keep myself clean. I cut my own hair. I brush my teeth. I'm very clean, but I am homeless. Yeah, it's sad. And when you outside of the covers is freezing cold. You know, any extremity outside of the covers is extremely cold. So anyway, so this is a scene from the Trumbull house. This is where we used to hang out. And this is where these fake skins, one of the fakest skins ever, talks like a homosexual. I'm not kidding. I'm not putting him down, but he just does. was involved in this. He knew exactly what was going on, and he knew the people involved. He's a Fed rat too. I have to consider my life to be in immediate danger when I run into some of these people, and I'll behave accordingly so I could save my life. There, I said it. And they're all Fed rats. Like I said, that's why this fake trad skin Kevin from Criminal Class Press, you could look this person up, right? I mean, the only people that I wanted to beat up were people in my own band when they would show up too drunk to play, or they were just being obnoxious. So if somebody died associated to a punk band in suburban Michigan, that's maybe where you want to start. Certainly not going to be somebody who doesn't even fucking know the guy barely. You know who they are, but I never hung out with those fucking trash. So, okay. So this is evidence. November 14th, right here. Oh, so I'm sorry. 2015, right? That's when we went down to Arizona. Arizona is where the gerbil lives. The gerbil is the guy who stole one of my riffs, or he stole a song from me and sold it to Fox Sports Net. You can look into this stuff yourself. He's from Farmington Hills, Michigan. Take a look at the median income there, then compare it to the median income of 48205, where I came up. That's all you have to do. Rich suburban sissies. And by sissy, I mean coward. These guys are absolute abject cowards because they have to run with a set. I got a set of balls. That's what the fuck I got. Make no mistake about that. Well, actually, you could, because I could tell you guys about I had surgery. It was really troubling for me. I had a really difficult time growing up, and I'm not trying to get money out of you, and I'm not trying to get sympathy. I'm here to tell my story, and I got every right to do so. Okay. I got hit by a car when I was 5. Anytime I heard a loud noise, I would shake. Horrific stuff. I had a dick in my face. When I'm a little kid, and it's a police officer's brother. His nephew showed me what to do with your cock. He put it in his sister's mouth. I watched it when I was 8 years old. Where did he get that? You're not going to just do that. He got it from his uncle. And he was showing severe signs of trauma, which came out as shoplifting. So you guys have to understand this. When people act out, it's a sign of trauma. And when you're going around telling people that they come from a lineage of exploited people, and they're going to internalize that. Let me tell you something. I think most people were sharecroppers in this country. Okay. I don't give a fuck about what laws are on the books. Okay. There's a law on the books saying you're not a sharecropper. You're actually owned. Okay. Yeah. Well, all they have to do is spread some propaganda. All they have to do is take a couple pictures. Hey, look, this is what's going to happen to you. That's called propaganda. It's called psychological operations. Everything's a psychological operation. All right, let's not be naive. Right? I swear, if I did a show with somebody else, I'd be more personable. And this is the house I grew up in. Right? That's the house I grew up in. My mother's house. Do you have male energy? Could you abandon 3 daughters or 3 children with female energy? Could you abandon your children? My dad did. My father did. He abandoned us. I remember standing at the doorway right here, standing in the foyer and talking to the door like it was my father, and I was crying for my father, right? And I would say, "Daddy, come home," and I would sing it, just like John Lennon, that I found out later on in my life. Mama, don't go. Daddy, come home. And I would sing, Daddy, come home. And I would cry. Daddy, come home. And I would cry. Daddy, come home. I would say that over and over in the doorway because I'm identifying with him. I'm not taking anything away from my trashy sister who likes to physically attack her brother. Identifying with my mom. Yeah, of course you are. You guys have the same energy. That's cool. My energy was with my father. And I don't appreciate my mother telling me she's both my mother and my father, you psycho. So I'll talk about my real life. I'll talk about real people. I just did. I pointed them out. Pieces of trash from Boston Edison calling me while they're running an op on my through my phone. So there's that. This is here I am. I have a mohawk. This is 1984 or 85, and there's Bob on the drums. His name became Neutron Bob, and he joined the band Son of Sam with that same sissy skinhead who knew all about these ops that they were running on me. And he thought it's funny. Hey, keyboard warrior. These are grown men with tattoos. They are the biggest pussies, Michigan skinheads you ever want to see in your life. And the biggest racists are the guys connected with Disconnected Records. That's just what they are. I don't like playing the race card, but you got to call it like you see it. Okay. This is my band, the very first band down there, The Filth. We opened up this show, and it's with Son of Sam, Political Silence, Slaughterhouse. Slaughterhouse had Bob Madigan. Bob Madigan drank himself to death. This is why I can't believe these people. I'm going up to them, shaking their hand in the 1980s punk rock scene in Detroit. Hey, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Fuck you for life. People are dying from our scene, and you got to run ops with a bunch of crooked cops because you're involving yourself in my fucking business? Yeah, we're going to see about you right here on the show. We already are, aren't we? Phonies. I am the real thing, not Coca-Cola, and I am the only Gordon Icing that matters. You better know that's right. All right, so this is me. Where's the other one? Okay, so this is me on the set of Abacus Fell. You can see it says Asheville, July 9th. You see that? Asheville, July 9th. And that's where they use this tech on me. Here we go. And here's a picture. There's Chris Bauer right here. There he is, Chris Bauer. Abacus Fell. That's where they use this tech. They also used it on the when I worked at Bonsai Fine Art Transport underneath the 3rd Avenue Bridge, and it gets you it gets you popping off. It's like you have Tourette's syndrome. Very specific people know about this. Okay, they used it on the set here. I told you they more than likely used it on TJ Miller when he was on the train, and they said he was yelling at a woman. She was pointing her device at him like my wife did, you fucking piece of trash, and was torturing them. Okay, so I'm going to curse these people until the day I die, and some of them I'm coming after, so make no mistake about it. So you better kill me, phonies. They're all fake. It's all harassment. That's all it is. So there's that. Here I am. Here's something that I have. It's a painting. I love this painting. I found it, and I can't remember who the artist is, but it's worth just a couple $100 right now. Oopsie daisy. I'm going on lazy. There it is. You see J.W. Hughes Galleries in Detroit. Look, 7337 Woodward. Okay. So I love stuff like that. There was a framing shop. Oh, that's the guy's name. H-Happ, H-A-P-P is his name. Okay. It's very, very, very famous painting. Obviously, it's a duplicate, or whatever you call them. Right. Here's a scene from Fat City. I love Fat City. It's one of my favorite films. That's the kind of grit that I want Linoleum Blownapart as a television series to have. Obviously, I always bring up The Sopranos. Okay. And like we explored in the last episode, we talked about these archetypes, these tropes. You got the snotty-nosed punk rocker, but they are intelligently superior than your average. They might act out nihilistically, right? And like I said, you get all these people hearing about it and like, oh, I want to join in too. So you got these personality types coming in, right? And when I say I don't want racial division, that's not to say that it might not go into the story. It would be perfect to have skins show up, and trash things and ruin things and be the antithesis, right? Because you have the very first film of Walter. Now, this is an interesting aspect that I have in my property. So he has a film called Of Reasonable Service, and it's when a guy leaves a fascist country. He falls in love rescuing somebody. He leaves a fascist country, and the woman is just grating at his mind. He has to get back to her. He's in love with her. And so he comes back and he gets into a big fight with the fascists. Of course, he has to win. But subtly and psychologically, the skins in Linoleum Blownapart will wear the T-shirt for the film Of Reasonable Service, but they're wearing it ironically because they're secretly on the side of the fascist. Do you see what I mean? And one of the characters is like, look what they're doing with the shirt. So they would take the shirt for Of Reasonable Service and they would cut out, right? So the shirt is basically the poster for the film, and they would cut out the guy or some symbol for it, and they would use it as a patch. Do you see what I'm saying here? You see what I'm saying? And I'm looking into various symbols and stuff like that in order to use. Okay, guys, this is a winner. Right? This is a winner. You cannot deny it. Right? And we'll keep going here. That's just okay. So here we go. March 4th, 2020. Here we go. Now take a good look at this. Okay, you could see this is brand new graffiti. Okay, this is March 4th, 2020, Raghead. People don't say Raghead. Raghead is in my song. I wish I could do, sorry guys. I should prep better. Let's see. Gordon Nyson, SoundCloud. Sorry, but accept all cookies. I don't have that original. I got a different version, I think, or something. I think this is the original. Hope you guys can hear it. It's called Consequence. And we tolerate. Oops. All right. So that's a song, Consequence. That's what I said, Raghead. And this is how much cheese these phonies have on their grits. Damn it, I lost it. It's right here somewhere. Right? That's how much you guys already saw it, so who gives a shit? All right, that's how much. Where the hell is it? That's how much. This is in Detroit. This is in 2020. Nobody says raghead. You say do-rag. When I said raghead, it was like ragamuffin. I dated a girl. She was in a band called Ragamuffin. I was really into Marcus Garvey. I was into going to see Muda Baruka. I was into the Jamaican movement. I was into Jamaican music, influencing British music. The first skinheads were African. based or Jamaican based skinheads in the UK. Everything you think to know is real is a effing lie. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Right? Where are you going to get raghead? Where are you going to get raghead? This was meant to haze me. This was targeting in Michigan as far back as 2020. African Americans know about this, African American targeters, I mean, as well as the Peckerwood targeters. They work off of each other when they want to target somebody, and they all make it about race. Why? Because race doesn't exist. Because we're all basically the same. We're all born equal under unequal circumstances. That's why we're always trying to change our social strata. That's why our gub came in and said, oh, well, we got essential workers now. Are you essential? I don't think you're essential. I don't think you're essential at all. I don't think there's anything essential about you. I think you need to stay home. Maybe stay home and die. Okay. Okay. So this thing runs really deep. My hazing, my being targeted. Yeah, it's a raghead, man. I'm not Eminem, bitch. You understand? I don't listen to that kind of music. I'm sorry, you're fucking clueless. I'm sorry, you think I'm part of your group. I am not. Oh, by the way, David J is coming from Bauhaus and he's doing a new wave night. He's playing DJ. That's the kind of music I came up in. I'm sorry, what, I'm not allowed to you? Right? These people are fucking clueless, specifically in Michigan. 100%. No support for me, no support for my bands. And I'm not talking about coddling guys. I'm talking about just basic support. I've got all these songs. I don't know what to do with them. What the fuck do you want me to do with them? Well, they're going into my property. Linoleum Blownapart. Okay. And this would be an on-demand series. Like I said, with Nick Pizzolatto. Let me check those notes, make sure I got them all taken care of. Raghead. Yeah, that's an original one by me. I also said a black man all dressed up in rags. He asked me for a cigarette or some spare change. I tell him, man, he better pack his bags. Right? I'm being descriptive. I'm telling you about my life in Detroit. Does anyone care? Not one of them. You fucking it's so jealous and petty. It's like, ugh. When you see men acting like this, okay. All right. Anyways, I think that's really about it. I got tons of stuff. I'm showing you guys exactly what's going on here. And then right here is where I start getting into, and by the way, I just want to show you this. This is my favorite picture. This is my mom and my stepdad. I love this picture. They're eating, I think it's their wedding cake, and he's like, give me a piece of that cake. she's eating it and he wants a piece. I love this. This is from the 1980s. It's my mom and my stepdad, my real mom, obviously. Right? I'm critical of these people because I love them and I feel a personal affront. I got a 60-year-old woman physically attacking me in my mother's house, and my mother condoning it, and police officers waiting outside. And they're cranking algos in here to cause irritation and to cause you to be violent. This is what my wife was involved in. 100% my wife. I am more afraid of people who've never been arrested than people who have. Trust me. I don't trust any of these motherfuckers. It's not that I trust really anybody, but this is insane to me. So, this is an old folder I found. Look how much I love Generation X. This is in high school, Gen X. That was supposed to, it was a, what do they call it? It was supposed to go on a t-shirt, and I wasn't able to do it. Okay. So, and again, I'm not going to deny it. My mother is beautiful. I got pictures of my mother. I got pictures of my father here. Okay. So there's that. Here's all the evidence. I have all these eBay emails. I put those in the community section for the guy from Disconnected Records trying to diss me. Wow, it must be amazing. You can be such a keyboard warrior. All fake, all coming from my drummer, 100%. Talentless hack. Just really, truly, truly sad. This is actually a script from The Sopranos. I took a screenshot. It's called Antivirus. Interesting. That was the script that was going around. Christopher was kind of, right, because he did that, ended up doing that one script. And this is George C. Scott in Dr. Strangelove in a pie throwing contest that they never put into the actual film, right? They filmed it, but they weren't able to edit it in there. Okay. This is one of my favorite. This isn't the original photo. I got it zoomed in. That's me playing. And there's a stagehand just hanging out, and I'm up there singing. It's one of my favorite photos. Really love this photo. I'm just going over a few things here. Here's this piece of shit, allegedly. This is the alleged Josh Barnes at Disconnected Records. Total, just the guy, him and Clifton, as well as the son of a newspaper reporter, were all colluding into fucking with me. It's just really sad. You want to put out my music, I said, in 2004, not 2024. You see the long game that these sissies are playing? Yeah, go ahead and put it out. I'm not doing anything with it. I hadn't even listened to it. I'm my hand to God. And I came back and I started working on Linoleum Blownapart songs. Okay? Those songs are also going into it. And again, I'm not interested in you putting out my music. You can fuck off. They told me they weren't putting it out. Well, you don't have, but again, that's why they wanted me dead in 2017. My wife was involved and my drummer was involved. Make no mistake about that. Okay. I say it every single show without exception. Okay. So this is the kind of piece of garbage that, my dad is. Look at this. You're going to abandon your daughters. I don't care about myself. Okay. Like I said, when I was going to the police station, when they were causing irritation, I was afraid for my mom and my dad. I wasn't afraid for myself. I don't care if I live or die. My back is to the Pacific Ocean, you pieces of trash. These are Fed rats, and they're connected to people in Michigan. The people that I showed you at the beginning of the episode who were calling me on the phone. Those pieces of trash. Oh, yeah. Oh, Boston Edison. Oh, interesting. How'd you like to abandon your daughters? How'd you like to abandon them completely? Never sent them a dime? Never. That's insane to me. That's insane to me, man. And then we're going to end it on this. So I talk about religion. We talk about talismans. We talk about the importance of tattoos. I don't have any tattoos. They forget how much power this stuff has. And it's a power within your belief system. And it's the power of mentalism, not being mental. The power of thought, right? The power of positive thinking. Oh my. Oh. Well, here's a talisman. Here's a talisman for this spirit, which is a misnomer. Spirit is us. Okay, if it's some type of entity, it's an entity. It sure as fuck ain't spirit. Spirit is the pneuma. It's the breath. That's what gives you spirit. Your spirit goes on. Your soul is your personality. That's why you have the sole of your feet. That's why it's the same word. Because depending on how you walk, right? Your personality is how you walk. If you walk with a limp, isn't that going to change your personality and your people's perception of your personality? How you walk, if you walk with a limp, right? This spirit is good for making things happen quickly and for getting a situation that has stagnated moving again. And take a look at what this talisman looks like. There it is. What does it look like? That's right. It's a mask. You see it? There it is. It's your mask. That's a talisman for getting something stagnated working again. Best available technology. You see it? You see, guys? Okay. So we talk a lot about a lot of things on this show. I want to thank you guys very, very much for watching. As usual, I am in pursuit of my novel. I have the audacity to tell you I am a great songwriter. I find a hook and I write a song around it. Okay? I find a hook and I'm able to write a song around it. This I talk about as well. Here you go. Again, I'm studying this. I'm the real thing, not Coke or Coca-Cola, but I did use Sigmund Freud's study enhancer. By the way, the film that I want to watch is the C.S. Lewis Sigmund Freud film. That's really interesting to me. I look forward to watching that film. Unfortunately, I was researching Napoleon and I just believe that the lackluster performance is just really sad. Here it is. There it is. What is this telling you? That's not a name, guy. You see how it's spelled? Do you see the little space in between the two words? Shakespeare's sonnets. There's a hyphen. That's putting those two terms, Shakespeare, that's making them two words. Okay? So if you want to believe in the Santa Claus, if you want to believe in this mythology, right, with regard to history, these stories are so neat and well packaged. It's rather sad. And again, as human beings, we are parrots. What goes in is what comes out. We learn something and then we rush to tell. That's why the whole notion of not snitching, quote unquote, you a snitch, it's all a lie. It's all fake. Of course you want to tell, and of course you want to be honest. Look at my video cast. Nothing but honest. You don't see me all shifty eyes. I call it Taylor Pruitt Vance eyes. I love that actor. He's a great actor. Right? But I'm telling you, I am falling out of love with cinema. It's pretty much over. It's been over for quite a few years, but telling a story in a 90-minute film doesn't really work anymore. We want these complex characters. We want an on-demand series like Linoleum Blownapart. That's what we like. And we want the trippiness of having Walter's films merge with the people in the main story. The next episode, I'm going to be doing the story of Linoleum Blownapart all over again. And I'll show you. I could go on, but I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you. Please hit the like button. Listen at 2.0 on the go. Take me to task in the comment section if you dare. Contact the people that I showed you, former girlfriends of mine. You got something to say to me? You know some cop who's running an op through the Facebook app? These people do know. I don't group think, and I don't group people together, but a lot of people do. And I don't appreciate being targeted. And I don't appreciate having game run on me. Ugh. when I've done more than any of these people. They never nest. Some cigarette girl, I'm sorry, you got beef with me? Some ex-girlfriend of mine? Like I said before, I had ex-girlfriends tell me that their boyfriends or whoever want me murdered. What the fuck? Excuse me? Come get some on you, son. Oh, I messed that up. Yeah, come get some, oh boy. Right? I'm neither lover nor fighter, trust me. Terrible. Right? Sorry, excuse me. But anyways, we're going to wrap it up here. You got to leave a comment. You got to share the show. You got to hit the like button. Okay? I say a lot of outlandish things on this show. Please take me to task. Please come at me. Please sue me in a court of law. Okay? Anytime, anywhere. Thank you very much for watching my show. I appreciate it more than you'll ever know.